Hello everyone, welcome. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Alright. I was usually do some dailies to start, but maybe I'll start with some weeklies to begin. Just go straight onto the Xenon. Not too much to do. Got money to farm. JH told you to ask why you are fat. I get the feeling that he didn't ask you to do that. Very suspicious. Alright. Let's get straight into it. Yeah, hopefully you guys have had a good day. I'm gonna spend some time doing some weeklies. If I level up, I level up. XBM, we will be doing no such thing. Where's my character up there? Oh, my fams are not out. XBM solo? Yeah, it might take a while for me to get to an XBM solo. How much Kexa converter is it actually for an XBM solo? Like hypothetically. I'd imagine it'd be like 100k plus or something, right? If somebody was to do XBM solo, how difficult would it be? Three minutes before your rentals expired. 3 minutes. That's crazy, dude. You would have been in for a bit of a sad run, or a sad remainder of the run if you didn't clear. Oh, I accidentally tapped my Omega Blaster. Did not hold down Omega Blaster. No, that made the difference of the clear. Oh, good. Alright, so today I'm hoping to get like 4 of my boss meals done. So I already have them listed, which ones I want to do. And try my best to get them all done without getting distracted or something. And then I can farm on my Kana for a little bit. I also probably should try to level up my Xenon. I've been really slacking, but after seeing how easy it was to do End Seren yesterday on my Wild Hunter, maybe I should also try to get my Xenon to that level. I don't know. End Seren's pretty quick on these characters, assuming I have the Sacred Force for it. That's where my my Xenon's kind of falling apart. It's the Sacred Force is a bit low. The level's also a little bit low, but that's alright. Oh, I just realized. Wait, am I even wearing... Okay. Okay. I remember getting the emblem drop, but I don't remember doing upgrades on it. I'm glad I did. Because we had the DMT at some point. I think my Xenon needs just an eye patch to drop, I think. So that'd be ideal, otherwise I will pity one in like 2 weeks. Eye patch is actually a pretty good gain. Some of the other items I could have gained, like belt and CFE, not as good. But the eye patch is pretty good. Considering I'm using like a Sweetwater. It's like 17-star Sweetwater. A little tragic, I'd say. Depending on how I feel on Shining, I might actually upgrade the eye patch on this character. Because 22 eye patch does sound pretty good. But this time I'll make sure to safeguard it and not boom it from 15 to 16. This character could actually have been 8 set. But no, I was dumb. Have I tried Dual Blade? Not as a boss mule. I've only ever played Dual Blade as, you know, a Legion character or a Link skill. I'll say, like, in terms of its kit, it seems pretty chill as a boss mule. It has a lot of, like, iframes, and its damage rotation seems pretty fun. But, the thing that pushed me away from playing Dual Blade was that, I'd have to transpose a secondary for its best in slot. And the Sweetwater secondary is actually like pretty good. I guess technically you don't need to transpose it if you're lazy. But that did put me off it a little bit. I've kind of like weaned myself off of playing classes for Commercy if I can help it. I don't mind it if it's going to be like a Legion champ. Like Commercy is actually pretty good, but nowadays I'm a lot lazier. Will I play Kinesis? Yeah, when it comes out. Sneaky Blaze Wizard in your title. It's not sneaky. It's a little blatant. Is it a long grind? Not really. It's more like... It's kind of like an extra daily that you can do. It gives you, you know, coins to buy the accessories, which are actually genuinely pretty good. I do actually highly rate the accessories, but it is a little bit time consuming. If you're playing in Kronos, it's probably not the worst, but in Hyperion, it's pretty rough finding a CPQ party. Because that's where your main form of getting the secondary will probably be. It is quite luck gated, and the chances of you transposing it, which is, you know, the ideal way to get your secondary to be strong, you gotta transpose it. It's not a short journey. Real got lucky, got a raw 4 and a continuous 4? Huge. Congrats, man. Not even sure if I've ever seen a ring box. I hope my rail gets a raw 4 as well, or a continuous 4. That'd be nice. Not having to worry about post... what is it? Post world leap sort of stuff. DB bossing looks so entertaining. Yeah, don't let me like stop you from playing the class. Like if you like the way that it bosses, it's perfectly fine. You don't even need to do the commercy things, like I said. Like of course it's like you're not gonna have the best in slot for it, but if you like it for what it is, like, just go for it. If you like it enough, you'll probably end up going out of your way to, you know, go do commercy anyway. Like that shouldn't be the reason why you don't want to play a class. That's why I don't want to play the class. But if you like it, go for it. Like, you could technically use whatever you want. You don't have to use Sweetwater. It's just that is the, you know, it is the ideal item of choice. It's kind of like how people use their Pinot secondary. And then sometimes you just don't want to use that. You just use the frozen one and call it a day. You will be missing out on the Sweetwater, but like, again, if you end up really liking your dual blade, you'll go do it anyway. How big of a jump is it in terms of gear to go from H Lomin N10 to V Hilla C10? I'd say it's a pretty big jump. It's a pretty big jump. It's just the amount of HP that those bosses have goes up quite a lot. Hello G-Bear. Finished your decast mission? Oh, yo, congrats. Nice, you were just talking about that the other day. Got a few practice runs in and then easy peasy. Because you mentioned that like you weren't that far off of it already. You just hadn't run a few things yet, right? Nice. Congrats, man. I'm sure there was nothing that a few practice runs couldn't have solved anyway for you. Your character was I think, did we say it was like already kind of on spec? It was just a matter of the DPSing on the same platform sort of thing. But regardless, man. Huge clear. Now you don't have to worry about your points overcapping anymore. Yeah, just going back to the like the H Lomian to C10. Like H Lomian can be cleared as early as like 20 mil combat power, maybe a bit earlier than that. Longish run. Whereas for V Hilla, you're gonna need like 45 to 50 in most cases. No class N Lomian solo. That easy lucid? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this game is one of those ones where you can kind of just slowly get there. The first time getting to the milestones is always the hardest. Once you get here the first time, your following characters have a lot easier time. That's why usually I encourage people to like kind of work on their main and progress it reasonably far. Like, far for where they are at that moment. Like, if you're only up to, let's say, Hard Lotus, Hard Damien, it would be ideal to push the main to C10, for example. That'd be ideal. But it's also kind of fun to play other characters. Nothing wrong with making some CRA mules just because you want to play those characters. It's not a matter about efficiency in that case. It's about, like, you know, having fun with the game. Able to do it without being on the same plat? Yeah. So it was sounds like it was pretty comfy then. Not having to play on the same plat is like pretty chill. I hate playing Carlos on the same plat, so the fact that you got to avoid it, pretty good. Well, used 2 apples, 16th burst, did 1 burst without raw. I mean, at the end of the day, all that matters is you got the clear. That's all you needed. Doesn't need to be clean. clear is a clear. Alright. Can probably do Lotus and then Slime. Hello, Connoisseur. Welcome. 2 seconds left. Man, that would have been so sad if you didn't get the clear. Because then it would have been... it would have been that one raw burst if... So it would have been... It's not super tight if you had done the right burst then. Would you have been one burst ahead? Anything beyond Lucid Beast seems intimidating. That's alright. You kinda, as you play this game, you just slowly get there. Nothing wrong with like just taking your time. I will encourage people to do bosses if they are strong enough for it, just because, you know, it's an extra resource that you could aim to work towards. At the end of the day, clearing Will is another money bag, right? And then when you can get to eventually hard Will, he also has a chance of dropping like pretty good items. But leading up to it, you know, if you're not feeling it, that's fine. I had some friends who like intentionally avoided Black Mage back in the day because they just didn't want to do it. And I was like, okay, look, it's your game. If you don't feel like doing something, don't force yourself to doing it. Because that's how people burn out. Always force yourself to do it. And then you end up like this guy. Alright, give me a black heart. Black heart. Ring box. JH made Gibson wake up at 3 AM for bossing. What did Gibson do to deserve that? There's a Blaze Wizard without a Jenny iframe? Yeah, that's valid. That boss is pretty miserable on classes with long keydowns. If your keydowns more than 1.5 seconds, genuinely miserable. Uh-oh. No. You recommend party bossing past Endlumen to learn or solo? It's fine to like party to learn. Honestly, it's for learning. The hard part is getting into like the later phases, right? If your character is weak, you might not be able to get there by yourself. But given the fact that you can do easy Lucid, I'm inclined to believe that you could also take on easy Will, or at least learn the mechanics solo. Probably like look at a YouTube video or two, get a feel for the fight through that, and then just run into it yourself. Like there's nothing to lose going in and just dying out a few times. Like I've done that plenty of times in the past, where I just get a feel for the boss, run in, die a bunch of times. And then that's how you learn the mechanics, right? Then you start to recognize them in your runs. And it gets easier from there. Like, I had to learn Malefic Star the other day. So that's like the newest boss that was released for us. And yeah, the way that I learned it is just, I just kept going into the boss. Died a few times, left, and just kept at it. Same thing with Kai. Like Kai was the seasonal boss. for Challenger World. Did the same thing. Am I doing Angler or High Mountain? I'm doing High Mountain. Angler, I think it'll take too long. I'm too lazy. I'm on the 20-minute High Mountain train rather than a 45-minute. Ah, I forgot to Origin. Hello, cow. P2 Kai is easier than P1. I mean, they're pretty much the same. P1 and 2 are kind of similar. The only thing that's really different is like the test. Slightly different. Gunali. There's another streamer in our guild, Mr. Lunacy. His nickname is Gunacy. That's his retaliation. Still don't know where your sub came from? You don't even know where your sub came from. That's crazy, dude. See the new frag pass? The one where you have to AFK to get frags or something like that? We'll relearn white for other flash jump. It should all be the same. Flash jump is just... It's flash jump. It's the same timing. The dive one, I haven't looked into the new one.
Hello Gunali, put this towards your 777,777,777 fans.
Thank you for the $3. You know what's actually funny? The way that the TTS says it is exactly how Lunacy says it. It's so funny to me to hear it. He's like low-key Aussie. Gunarly. Funny guy. He was pretty accurate, actually. Yo, is Lunacy just my text-to-speech bot? You get 2 times the rewards from Operation Dive Part 2 with the Dive Pass. 1.6k with the Premium Pass. So you get 800? Wait, I don't care about the pass. So you're telling me that there's 800 frags in Part 2? $600 for base. Yeah, that's not bad. That's an improvement. Okay. Now the important question is, how much do you have to pay for the pass? Give it to Woplop. Hell no, that's not happening. That is not happening. 20k maple points. I mean, that's not bad. It's definitely better than some other things that people have paid for. Because that's like, what's the cost of the booster? Like, you know, the Soul Erda booster? What's the cost of that? Isn't that like 30k for the month? Daily message. Oh, it's my goat, Sam. Permanent new garden totems. What? Permanent new garden totems. Is that once per account? Because I remember seeing in the the cutscene in the background there were totems, right? I remember seeing that. I think I want to probably pay for it for my Kana anyway, right? Like, those fragments sound like pretty good value. At least for like what I want to do. For my goals, I'd probably personally pay for it. Hello? Will? Will's AFK. Challenger World 2 Pass was the best value they gave? Yeah, I'd say so too. Do you have access to it? I don't even know if I have access to it. Xenon done. Yeah, actually decent drops today on my Xenon. I got like a slime ring, an armor box, a weapon box. Take that back. 2 weapon boxes. Holy moly. Swimming in them. The dreams of a 25 secondaries slowly being realized. I don't know when I'll have the money to do that, but at least the option is there. Hey. Almost done. Man, it's taking me all my willpower not to just run my adversary boss right now. Because I know after I clear adversary, I get 1 more eternal piece. I must hold on and wait for that H adversary run. I just want to pick my Eternal and then instantly work on it. But I must be good. What if I get a box from H Adversary? Wait, can you get a box from a H Adversary? I don't even know. You can? Neat. Yeah, we've got H Adversary and H Carling to run. I guess it will all probably be run over the weekend. That's my guess. What are your tips for the Lucid Jenny mission as a Blaze Wizard? Yeah, because of how mana hungry it is, you kind of have 2 choices. Like, one of them is just to attack less, Or make sure that every time you do attack, you're actually hitting the boss. The mana problems aren't too bad if you're actually hitting the boss. Blaze Wizard also has a skill that heals mana. I don't remember which job it is, but it just straight up gives you mana. It's got like a kind of a short cooldown. It's like maybe a minute. Other than that, like, you really shouldn't be using that many potions anyway, for HP in general. Like, I'd say if you were kind of actively dodging things, you're probably not using more than, like, 15 to 20 potions anyway, so you have 30 of them you could use. And yeah, if you're not strapped for damage, you can always just opt to not use Mana Overload for a bit. Because yeah, it is a bit of a mana-hungry class, but it's not like you can't play around it. No, I wouldn't bother with MP fam. Like, MP fam's just way too slow. It's too slow for a mage class. If he wasn't playing a mage class, maybe. Because mages basically like chunk 10% of their HP after every attack. 10% of their MP. So yeah, that MP fam's not going to do much. I'll say like during my Lucid Liberation, I didn't have that much trouble with my mana, so I don't know. Alright, let's go next character, Battle Mage. But yeah, you can always just do the no mana overload thing and just turn it off. Okay, so this one I need to just save the Seren run and we're good. Pre-hurricane change? Yeah, but I also, like, inside V-Healer, I can't use pots either, right? And the MP heal thing is more than enough to get you through. In my opinion, there shouldn't really be that much of an issue. Unless, like, you're hitting nothing for a bit. If you're hitting nothing with Blaze Wizard, you're definitely going to run out of mana. I just realized I went in without using any buffs. I was wondering why the boss wasn't dead yet. Should have went in no G skills, no green pot, nothing. I was like, why is it not dead yet? Usually it's dead after the origin, or like close to it. It was like something looks wrong. I looked up. Well, if you reset the run, I mean, you can try. It was suspiciously slow. Yo, I'm printing arcane boxes this week though. Been getting heaps of them. I need to go through some other characters. I think they have arcane boxes that I didn't claim yet. Or at least didn't put into my storage. Can I reset your buffs? I'd rather you not. You see, that's what I expected. That one origin did like 60% of this guy's HP. For V-Heal, I didn't even do like 50. Imagine you only had 3 entries a day. Holy. And every time you reset, half an hour cooldown to get back in. Whew. That's too much value. What class is this? Battle Mage. The resistance class Battle Mage. Make G skills passive. I think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why they left it as active is because they didn't have a good way to code it to be passive while also scaling with participation. Because that's like one of the things for guild skills, right? You have to do like flag and culvert for them. I bet they didn't know how to make it into a passive every week to update. Based off of participation. That's my theory. The technology's not there yet. Remove the competition. There's definitely a way to do it. But I think that they want to keep Culvert as part of the game. Like, I know I don't personally interact with Culvert that much. I do my Culverts every once in a while. But I know that some people, that's like what they play the game for, right? They play for a high Culvert score. My Abyssal Lightning procced a total of 0 times in that burst. Some classes get to use 2-minute burst twice. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I think Cannon Master can also do their 2-minute burst twice. If you go in and use your rockets fast enough, I think there's a way to like use them 6 times throughout the fight instead of the usual... Was it 2 or 3 times? No, sorry, 4 times. Hey. Let's see. Let's go. Yeah, Lotus Damien. Yeah, I would rather them keep Flag and Culvert, because otherwise, yeah, people are just not going to do anything. Yeah, keep people accountable for the guild skills a little. They already made it a lot easier anyway. I think calling people socially stunted for not joining a guild is a little bit of a stretch, but I get the sentiment. I get the sentiment. There's definitely a group of people who just don't want to join a guild because they're just not interested in interacting with people. The guild skills, though, are like pretty good. It's like 30% FD or something. No, 20? I don't remember what the number was. I think I'm just like spreading misinfo about how much FD it is. Yeah, but let's not go into like the psychology of like socializing in a guild. It's not something I care about, to be honest. I think it's fine though that they keep some of the mechanics like culvert and flag to be able to be done for bonuses. Because it does give people something to do, an excuse to do stuff in a guild. Because otherwise, like, the point of a guild is like, there's no point, right? I'm thinking like in Guild Wars as well, like, they're, outside of like socializing with people, there's not really much of an incentive unless you have to attach something to it, right? In Guild Wars, for example, they had guild missions that you could do as, you know, a party of a bunch of people, right? And then when you cleared it, you got, like, accessories, basically. It's kind of like you get event rings for participating in guild missions. So I don't mind them, like, doing stuff like that. It's pretty good. Just, like, more ways to get stuff. In this case, in Maple, it'll be getting damage. And you're attaching it to participating in the guild. I think that's alright. Like, you're not forced to do it, but then it is a nice benefit if you do participate in it. Can I analyze your raw 4? What do you mean? What are you talking about? They can also make Guild Castle content more meaningful. I agree. It has the Guild Castle had a lot of potential. Guild cosmetics were worth suffering for guild missions. Is 3% crit damage in fam stronger than 6 attack? No. In most cases, attack will be better. Actually, probably in every circumstance, 6% attack is better. Maple Scouter cannot handle non-KMS classes. My one seems to be okay with Kana, unless like something else broke. I mean, it's not going to be like super accurate, but I'll give you a ballpark idea. What's my strongest character right now? It'd be my Kana. Not even close, I think. Not even close. Man, I'm too lazy to do this boss. Let me do Carlos and Adversary first. And so it's possible. Yeah, it underestimates the non-KMS classes for sure. Any pitchies yet? Yesterday I got a black heart from X-Lotus. That was alright. I literally popped the black heart the other day too, so I kind of got it back. You just here to get a Cassian. Yeah, top deck 6 is kind of bland. What the? Yeah, I was pretty happy after leaving Top Deck 6, that's for sure. Oh! I was not paying attention to that. No! Oh. Let's try to take the stupid port. Oh my god. TT1. Is that the area? Oh, pardon me. Is that the area after the beaches? Oh no, Saren's on her way. Not again. Very good timing on that. Oh god, it does so much damage. These did a lot less damage than I expected. Oh no. I need to pop another serums. Yeah, I guess I could pop one for Carlos. Carry over to the next bosses as well. Remembering a sense exists. True. Alright. I'm gonna lean back a little bit now. W sunlight. Oh, I gotta wait for my roll to come back. I think I would like this character to get 22 Eternal hat top bottom at some point. And I think I can go for some shoulders as well. But I've just been kind of slack about it. What's that? I had 3 spares? 2 spares? We're going for eternal pieces. This character already had the eternal pieces, if that's what you're asking. I have too many characters otherwise. It's too much of a hassle to do end calls on so many characters. Hello, Fuzzy. I'm doing well, thank you. Just doing some weekly bosses. Ah, I missed the cleanse. I hit that. Finally hit it once. Drop the black heart. A little bit stronger. 111 mil combat power. Nice. Congrats, man. Black hearts are nice drops. Yeah, teleport mobility on this class is great. It's one of the best reasons to play Battle Mage. It's just a teleport by itself. Compared to other teleports, it's so slick. I don't actually know how much damage my ascents do. Maybe I should be using those to phase a little bit more conveniently. Let's find out. That does about 5% each. Yeah, the teleporting and the wings movement's just too good, right? It's too versatile. You have basically perfect control wherever you want to be. Alright, what do we have left? I'll save Seren. I just need to do Will. And then the rest of them. Easy peasy. As a diagonal TP. I think the last time I played a character with a diagonal TP was Jet. Diagonal TPs are nice though. It's a very cool movement option. Nerf Battle Mage. I don't know about that one. Any guides for Carlos? Not in particular. I think like the mechanics for cars are like relatively straightforward, so I can't really say. Kinesis has a teleport. Did it originally have a teleport? I thought it was a flash jump class for a bit. Is that new or? I don't remember playing very much Kinesis. I can't remember anything. They made it more usable. Made it work like a teleport. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know it had a teleport. I remember flash jumping around with it. Oh, I don't know if this is like just a PTS bug, but I was watching Beck's stream, and she showed that the Kinesis track or whatever doesn't have a vac pit in it at the moment, so it's a little sus. But I'm inclined to believe they messed something up because the pet they give at the beginning is the same pet as completing the entire track. Questionable. We'll just have to wait and see. Even if the vac pet isn't tradable, I would like a vac pet just in general. Alright, is that battle mage done? I think it is. Nice. Missing the Kinesis events. Well, that's not good. One of these days we'll see a Pinot card. The legendary one. Are the reroll cards from the Shine Pass, are those tradable? Just out of curiosity. Because you get rerolls from that pass, right? They are tradable? Alright. So the only time I'm buying a Shine Pass is when I get the legendary Pinot fam. That's what you're telling me? You have a exclusive hyperburn? Yeah. It just wasn't showed up. It wasn't showing up in the test server. Oh, Battle Mage be like? You mean in Challenger World? I have heard people having troubles playing Battle Mage in Challenger World. Specifically for Kai, it's a bit jank. The way that the skills work when you get the cooldown resets, it's a bit weird. Like, training and such aside, damage and as well, it does actually have like weird interactions with Kai. Because if you have Aura Scythe up, which is one of the main skills, and your skills get reset, you can't press Aura Scythe again to refresh it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I think Battle Mage is a fine class, but for Challenger World, it's shaping up like, if you're playing a class that doesn't have a good time in Kai, it's just more effort. So you'd have to actually like kind of learn how to do the boss rather than perhaps cheesing it or something. Definitely favors burst heavy classes, I'd say. It's just the boss is very tricky in the sense that if you're not careful, you will just die. Alright, I've sold 14 crystals. I can actually take Pino off my list now. Don't need to do that boss anymore. Alright. That's this character's weekly's done. What's next? Is it Blaze Wizard next? Been putting the classes I'm gonna play my bosses on, just on my title to keep myself on track. The title cannot? Are you talking about like the Shine title? Is that what you're talking about? So my room's getting a bit dark. I'll turn the light on. There's a lot of flames. Alright, let's go Blaze Wizard. Hello, Shanks. Not getting flanked by Seren. Oh, I think Seren is definitely there. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just going through my weeklies right now. Just chilling. Nothing crazy has dropped. Just kind of doing some Mesa recovery still. Xenon earlier, so we're doing Blaze Wizard now. V-Healer. Alright, this time, before I enter the V-Healer, I'll use my buffs. I got caught by a string immediately. Title is untradeable and so is the Fairy Heart. Oh, I see. That is a shame. But I'm also not super surprised. Oh, we get a Fairy Heart from this event in general, right? Just from the normal check-ins. Week 6? Yeah. Pretty far. Yeah, but hey, free fairy heart. Better than nothing. Previous challenge award had it in the milestone rewards. Yeah, they did. It was like from like the points check-ins or whatever, right? It was the thing that we have the research on. I do remember that. But now those points are tied to like the dog getting like bigger, and the other additional event rewards and stuff. What do I need? Belt CFE. Okay. I need to check if the characters I'm playing have 22 daybreaks yet. I'm sure this character's probably done with like a lot of random items. I don't have a source anymore. I'm using a sub-pennant. Did I not have a daybreak or something? Well, I guess I used to have a daybreak. That's boomed now. Guess when I swap over to my pitch, I'll swap this out. Okay. Yeah, bits and pieces I could improve maybe in a future event. 22 being a lot easier to do is quite nice. Oh, well, I could actually check. Can I do Xenon on this character? I have the Sacred Force. I should be able to one-cycle Xenon actually. Actually, or will it? It's not quite as strong as my Wild Hunter. Maybe it's like Phase in Deer? Clear in Deer? It's not too bad. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll give Xenon a try. It's not like it costs me any extra buffs anyway. Maybe. Seconds until burst. Actually, a little bit more than that. I hate that Infernosphere is like slightly behind because you origin first in this class, I think. Man, Infernosphere sound. Definitely one of the main reasons why I like to play Blaze Wizard. I don't know, something sounds nice about the click sound. You guys have any like preferred sound effects from your skills? They did like a lot of sound effect changes, so I kind of do miss the way that certain skills sound. I think Heroes' attacks sound a bit weird to me. I'm not a big fan of it. Not a fan of the new sound effects for the Origin, I think, specifically. Sounds just a little hollow, you know? Euro 6 sounds better. Oh, pre-6th. That's fair. I also kind of miss the original sound effect of Battle Mage's Dark Shock. Not a fan of the 6-job version, in terms of the sound effect at least. See, his boom is unnecessarily loud, I see. I haven't played Seer before, so I can't comment, but I'll take your word for it. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, a lot of MapleStory sounds is like kind of additive, right? Whenever certain things hit multiple enemies, rather than repeating the sound or something like that, it just makes it louder. Like all the sound waves just get added on top of each other. I remember it being like actually quite a lot louder, like in MapleStory in general. Whenever you fought a boss that had like Darknail, for example, you know, you have a bunch of dudes on the floor that you hit. If you bursted it and you hit everything, it was deafening. I think they've alleviated that since, but some skills are still pretty loud. Kana's Origin when Darknail summons his minions? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, right? This is when you have those skills, hits a bunch of stuff, and then just adds all the sound effects all on top of each other. It just makes a really loud sound effect. Alright, Mr. Gloom, it's time for an ET. Oh. What are drops? You know, actually I said congrats on drops to you, but so far this week, I've only seen a black heart. And that was from X-Lotus. Kinda fake. Hello, Yuki. Only, yeah, it's only a black heart. It was from X-Lotus. It's not even real. Alright, surely belt. I do actually need a belt on this character. I need belt and CFE. And then maybe one day in the far future, I will be able to make the upgrade from from an empty belt to 3-line legendary 22 or something. That's so far away. I have no money anymore. All my money's just going straight into my Kana. It's so weird. Still not used to it. I really want my Eternal Pants though. The rough math says that my Eternal Pants will give me 2.3% FD or something. That's pretty good. Oh no. Oh no. If you don't funnel, you don't get gains? It's not that. It's more like the way that I used to play. You know how I just kind of had a bunch of characters every once in a while. I would just work on 2 or 3 of them at a time on one event. Yeah, I can't do that anymore because, you know, my Kana's... I'm trying to do like more things on my Kana. So rather than spending 170 bill on multiple characters, it's just 170 bill on one character. It's just weird. Not used to it. Not really complaining, it's just the gameplay is different. Having a main is just a strange concept for me right now. I've not come to terms yet that I need to feed only one character at a time. Oh, my music paused itself. Alright, give me a belt. Oh, no belt. No belt today. Alright, 5 or so more weeks. I'll be able to get belt and CFE at the same time. But do I really want to do that, or do I just hold down to maybe a badge drops or something? Level 1 mastery low hexa? Some of them are. Some of them have a little bit more unlocked. This one is on the lower end for hexa because of this. I was going to main this back when I was playing it. But yeah, this is this is like what, 2k fragments that I can't ever get back. That would have been nice spread elsewhere. Look at that. Nice hexa. And it's still clearing at like C10 as fast as it is, man. Imagine if I had that in my damage. Holy moly. If only, man. I had no foresight back then. How was I supposed to predict that Nexon was going to let me world leap? I had no way of knowing. I still like my Blaze Wizard though, despite all that. It's still one of my strongest C10 mules. Even though 90% of its hexa is locked in the Soul Janus. I just don't think about it too much. I try not to, it still hurts every time. But yeah, typically I'll have like, if they're 270, they'll probably have 1 to 1.5k hexa. As in like 1.5k frags invested. If they're 275, it's probably closer to 2,000, 2,500, and then 280 is like probably up to 3,000 or 4,000, depends on how much I farmed on it. So I like to think that I invest a decent amount of fragments into my C10 mules. Which of the 2 Blaze Wizards getting the boot? Not this one, the other one. This one's actually kind of strong, the other one's not, it's kind of neglected. There's no reason to work on the other Blaze Wizard because of this one. This one was just high level. And both of them had empty hexa anyway, so no point. Not to mention, this one has like a decent amount of pitch. It's only missing like 1 between the belt and the CFE for 8 set. And then after that, it's a matter of waiting for badge to drop. With 5k weekly? Yeah, it'll be... If I'm working on a C10 mule, I'll give them the 5k weekly until they hit the level that I want them to hit. And I'll often farm on them as well. So, whatever they pick up and whatever, however many weeks of the 5k it is. I also do like High Mountain or Angler Company, whichever one gives more, if I can be bothered. But the biggest like thing is that all my C10 mules have 100, 200 for their drop, like 100 meso, 200 drop rate, or at least 100, 180. So when I do farm on these characters, they do get a good amount of fragments along the way. They're all fully stacked? Yeah. They should be. I treat my C10 mules like second mains every time I play them. Let's see. Mule whale. It's true. Like, all the C10 mules that I play have like, I mean, I could show you. I think this character is pretty representative of what all my mules kind of look like. They all have 21 or 22 arcanes. Most of them are like 3-line on all their gear, except the CRAs. I didn't bother 3-lining the CRAs. All their accessories, like anywhere between 18 if I haven't gotten around to it, or like 22. Some of them have 23s. You know, 3-line WSE wherever possible. What else? Like this one has like scuffed hexa, but the other ones have like proper ones. For drop rate, I definitely have max drop. So this includes 200% item and also a large drop fam. Like all of my C10 mules have a large drop. What else? During farming, they all have 100 and 200. Some of them have 180. Because sometimes I don't chase the last 20%. That's usually like that. And then for the boss familiars as well, like they all have 3 usable ones. So this one has 2 boss damage, 1 IED. But all the other ones have like anything between like boss damage, attack, and IED basically. So yeah, I fed them well, I like to think. Got me some reason can't get 2 irons or drop gear. 2 lines of drop gear. I can't help. I can't help with that. Sometimes my game bugs out too. You have an estimate cost of your C10 mules. Honestly, probably like 500 bill per C10 mule at this point. It varies. I think some of them are around 300. But the stronger ones are probably like 500 to 600. And that's split between star forcing and cubing. Not just like 600 bill star forcing. How many weeks does it make it back? You never make it back. When you make mules like this, they're just like, you're permanently bankrupt. You're never making that money back. I don't think a single one of my mules have made their money back. But it's not about making the money back. It's about not having to go through a half-an-hour V-Healer run. They pay me back in the form of time. So all that money that I spend, they all do like V-Healer in 5 minutes. Dream like being this guy. Yeah, I think the only character that I technically have probably made back my money on was my Battle Mage, but that was like my main back then. Otherwise, I don't even think my Xenon has made its money back yet. I keep spending on it. When you keep spending on your mules, it's just, yeah, it's infinite costs. But that's okay. It's not about the cost and recurring the cost. It's about future time saved and more weekly income, so then you can keep spending more money to go even more further red. That's the gameplay loop for me. You just spend money to make more money to go and spend more money. $21 bill of no double drop. That is pain, dude. Is there a better way of getting a raw 4? Other than renting, you're probably just hoping for the best. Like, if you can get yourself into a party that drops the white ring boxes, that's ideal. So you're looking at like Hard Seren, E-Carlos and above, E-Carling, E-Adversary, you know, like all the grandest bosses basically. But otherwise, yeah, you just rent it and just hope for the best. There's no tricks to getting raw 4. Like, it's just a random drop. And even if you get the white ring boxes, you're not even guaranteed to get it, right? Like, you can still go many weeks of getting... If you get lucky, you get 2 or 3 ring boxes per week, you still might not get the raw 4 for a while. You gotta hit the double RNG. Like, this character has gotten the opposite treatment. I'm still looking for a continuous 4. It's been a while. Or a weapon jump 4 for that matter. Level jump. Wow, level jump 4. Crazy. Oh, maybe I should do Will first. I have buffs on. Technically, mules tend to be more cost efficient, solely at income per investment. Yeah, the thing about this game is like, it kind of just depends on what your goals are. Like, if you want to do more things on your main, you're gonna want more meso. But it's like not just more meso; it's more meso income per week, right? Because yeah, you do spend a lot of money to make these boss meals, but it's not like the flat amount that you get back. It's more like how often you can spend. Which is a weird way to think about it. You invest a lot into these characters. You could have just saved that amount, but then it would have taken you a long time to get to that point. Why eye patch? Dude, the game knows when you want to make damage gear, and the game knows when you want to make drop gear. Whenever you want drop gear, it gives you 3 lines of stat. Whenever you want drop gear, it gives... You know what? Damage gear, drop gear, doesn't matter. The game knows. It just gives you the opposite. I don't even know what I said. When you want drop, it gives damage. If you want damage, it gives you drop. Every time. I see hybrids a lot more with like the non-bright cubes. Like with the glowing cubes and solid cubes, but only when I'm cubing for my damage gear. Then after this I can run my marksman. Now my marksman is an exciting one for me because pretty much every drop is good for that character right now. I hope that I get some more 160 drops. The 160s, I don't really mind star forcing, but the ones that are not 160, kinda expensive. Triple drop line on a pitch accessory? Yeah. You know, with the new system and how spares work, it's not the worst thing in the world anymore. Like, if you are kinda established on your main, and you get triple drop on a pitch accessory, it's not the worst to just keep it, so then you can farm fam still. Because technically, if you have Roro plus, what is it? Roro plus Pendant, you're missing one line of drop, so the triple drop actually is like kind of a relevant stat. So you might cop it. Got a slime ring today, try to go for damage, got double drop. Oh, man. But the double drop is so good though. You just keep it, right? Yeah. At least it was on a slime ring, because slime ring, you could reasonably get it back quickly. It'd be really annoying if you got that on an ET. Like if you were in Challenger World, right, and you got an ET drop, and then you try to cube it for damage and you hit double drop, I think that'd be so sad. It's like, yeah, you keep the double drop, but like, come on man, it's ET. You guys are gonna be like that. Hear you out. Alright, I'm listening. What am I hearing out? Yeah. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world to get it on the slime ring. Definitely could have been worse. Should have a pity system. I think it should at least have a pity system on the tier up. I don't know about pity for the other things because like how would it work? I don't know. But I would always advocate for hard pity, actually. Whatever it is, any form of hard pity would be an improvement for the player. Then you know what like the upper limit is for like your spends. Even if you get extremely unlucky, you know where the light is. How hard is hard will on Kana? I feel like you hate doing more stages. It's hard in the sense where your DPS is not very good, especially in P1. It's like, you have to know how to split your damage between the two phases. If you don't split the damage correctly, or appropriately, it can be a pretty painful run. Because you do your whole burst on one side, and then you do like 10% damage on the other side. It's like pretty bad, right? So it's on you to be able to stop your burst at some point, swap sides, and then continue your damage with whatever's left. The benefit of playing Kano in this situation, and same with like any burst heavy class, is even though your first couple of phases are going to be kind of sad, you go into P3 knowing that your damage is so good that you don't have to hold as long. Like you will dump out your damage much faster, you're much more efficient with the poison as well. So that's like the counterpoint, right? Like yeah, it is kind of miserable with the multi-phases things, your burst is like kind of weird. It's inconvenient. You might be there for an extra like 2 or 3 bursts even. Like it's that bad sometimes. But you know that going into P3, you're gonna cook Will. I think it's a pretty okay trade. And that's only, like this sort of thing is only an issue for like a few bosses. I think for Will is noticeably bad. Lotus to some extent is like pretty awful. I'm trying to think another thing. Like when you're over spec for Carling as well, I can imagine it'd be kind of inconvenient. Because Carling has like, what, 3 rooms? You're probably not going to do anything until your burst comes up anyway. But some other classes might be able to chip a little bit more. I don't know. I can imagine it possibly when you're over-spec'd being a bit annoying. But it's okay, because you know at the end of the day your class is strong, And you go into the burst phases and you're just gonna have less problems there. Like, I would rather take an annoying P1 than an annoying P3. That's how I look at it. And then if you look even further into like into the future of your burst classes like Kana and Hayato, there will be a point where they're strong enough to just attack their way through P1 and P2, and then your burst will just like one tap P3. Like you press your origin, the boss is dead, right? Like these like weird burst heavy classes become actually pretty good once they're overfunded. Like once you can overcome that hurdle. How strong do you need to be to finish C10 in 30 minutes-ish? Maybe like 200 mil. It's pretty, like, in that range. 180 to 200. One shot P2 to have nothing for P3. Yeah. Then you have to do one of the two things, right? You either like leave her on like 1% HP for 2 minutes, or you phase it and then you just hope that you can out DPS P3. Some classes can. That's where the Ascents come in. Ascents are pretty good for that. Once you get over spec a little bit and you just like one burst P2, just triple Ascent P3 and call it a day. Done here. Blaze Wizard done. You miss Jandals? What do you mean? I mean, I can do my dailies on him if you want. I want to take some of these cubes out. They're expiring anyway. I have too much crap here. So many flames that I can't use. Not yet, at least. Let's move on to Marksman. How long does it take to do all the weeklies? Let's see. For the longer mules, it's probably like an hour to an hour and a half. There's like maybe 4 of those guys. And then 6 of them are under 45 minutes. Probably takes me like around 10 hours to do all my weeklies across the week. I don't think it'd be sustainable if I wasn't like streaming, pretty much. V-Healer time. Did I buy a drop coupon? I did not. Entertains you while doing your weeklies? True. And vice versa too. I just die out in my bosses every once in a while. And you guys just laugh at me. 2 hours of bossing every day, pretty much. $28 Monster Park runs? Hell nah, I don't do that. I do 14 at most and I call it a day. My Xenon is literally at like 99%. I just need to do 1 Monster Park run on him. And I still refuse to do that. That's how, like... how little I respect Monster Park. I don't care how good it is. I will only do my 14 right now. I cannot be bothered doing any more than that. I don't care how good it is. I'm too lazy. And my second normal Kai clear go. About the same pacing as my first one. I've done 3, like, have we done 3 so far now? I don't remember. I haven't really kept too much track of them. I'm gonna be doing my weeklies at the end of next week. So, because like I missed out on the double dip the first week because of the maintenance. So I have to wait until wait for a while. But I don't remember it being too hard. Only 2 clears? I don't remember how many I did. I did 1 for the video, and then I did 1 the day after. So maybe it is only a 2. This week would have been 3. What did I train in Shang on my Kana at 275? 275. Let me finish V-Hiller, then I might be able to refresh my memory. I can't recall off the top of my head. It was either in spring because my Sacred Force wasn't high enough, or I went straight to summer because the maps were good. I don't remember exactly. See what's coming up in the test server? I did have a little look at it. I don't even know if I'm in the PTS, but if I am, I have no idea. Do I recommend Marksman as a Legion champ? I think it's decent. The best part about Marksman is that it's like kind of simple. There's no hidden things about it. It's just you just hold snipe the whole time, right? It's nothing crazy. Ooh, daybreak. I do actually need those daybreaks. Researchers for free lazy. Yeah. That's a fine map if you want to be lazy. Okay, actually Melvin, let me have a quick look for you. Let me go to Maple Maps. Shangri-La. I might have went straight to summer. Either summer 3 or summer 5. But if you can't dusk farm, then spring is probably okay. I think spring 2 is okay. You can probably dusk farm spring 2. You put fountain on the left side and then you stand in the middle and dusk farm there. That might be a little bit easier. Because I think they might be lower. They're lower level and probably lower sack. I don't know if that will make a difference for you, but if you can't dusk in summer, then spring 2 is like pretty okay. At least I think. Was it? Did I say spring 2? Yeah. Well, summer if you can, spring if you can't. And as soon as you can, you go to autumn. I think autumn they're like 277 mobs. So you can go there once you're level 276. Now I stayed at I stayed at autumn for a while because I couldn't yeah, I couldn't one shot. You just hit 276. Then maybe autumn is good if you can one shot there. Autumn is definitely better than summer. I don't care how much people like summer 5. Autumn is just better. I think I farmed autumn 3, yeah, because you put the fountain on the far left side and then you just stand in the middle. You just clear everything. People really love their summer 5s, but autumn is objectively better. It's just people hate dusk farming, but as Kana, dusk farming is so free. And the way that you rotate Autumn 3, you can jump off the bottom of the map, and it spawns you next to where you put the fountain, basically, on the left side. And then you can take the portal, and it teleports you to the right side. And then you use that as like time to just loot. It's so easy. I don't know. People sleeping on Autumn. And they have just better fams. You have to farm Sables. Come on, man. I don't know, man. The Sables, they kind of did good work for me when I farmed it on my characters. That's where my Ren got the hybrid 110 drop and 30 boss damage. I know, the Seagulls 2.0 for sure. Seagulls 2.0. And honestly, every class can farm there as long as you're dusk one shots. It does require Vac Pet though. It was particularly good in Hyperion because I had 100% burning the entire time. Like my entire leveling up from 276 to 270, actually to 280. I was in that map all the way into 280. It had 100% burning the whole time. It was so good. So it just straight up gave me more EXP than Winter while hitting 18k rates relatively like chill. But I know that not everybody likes to dusk farm. And also like, depending on how you like to play the game, if you want to tab out, dusk isn't like the best. If you don't have skills that can upkeep dusk, it is a little bit annoying, but for Kana it's alright. Can I show the rotation? Yeah, I can show the rotation after this Gloom run. I've already committed the 20 seconds to staying here. Have you been putting Hecate on some of your mules? All of my mules have Hecate. All of them have Ascent, all of them have Hecate, because they gave us a scroll, like the Hexa reset scroll. So I reset all of my Hexes, put one in Hecate, one in Ascents, and then followed the charts afterwards. Some of my mules have like higher levels in their Ascents as well though, because why not? Fake EXP in Hyperion? I don't know, man. It's kind of good. Yeah, the fake EXP of me getting from 276 to 277 one whole hour faster. Damn. Would I go for 275? Like in Shangri-La in general? Oh, I accidentally double opened it. Should have stopped attacking. Yeah, I went to either Spring 2 or Summer 3. Wait, do I have no hero's will? I'm drop rate 100 epic, 110. Yeah, if you were looking for specifically item drop, you always probably just go for the go for unique. The only time that you usually go for epic fams now is that you don't expect yourself to stay in that map for long. So like if you're in Limina, for example, and you might be there for maybe a day, but you feel like grinding a little bit, then you can opt to, you know, make some epic fams. But uniques are ideal. If you see yourself staying inside a map for a long time, like 1 or 2 levels for example, then getting those uniques is just better. Otherwise, like for example, if you are in Cernium and you're level 260, you might need like 1 or 2 days to get to 265 or 266. Then maybe you can opt to not go to unique, because you're not going to be in that map long enough to go for unique. I can quickly show the rotation, specifically for Autumn 3. So this is what I did on my Kana. So if you down jump off the map, it lands you right here. This is where you can put your fountain. Okay, so you put fountain here. And this full clears this entire area, assuming fountain one-shots, right? It hits all the way to the bottom. And any of them that they don't hit, it's fine. And then you go over here, you can loot across the top with your vac pet, and then you just stand here. And then the dusk just kills everything else on the map. And then once your fountain disappears, you just jump down twice, put down fountain again, loot this area. Yep, that's what I did from 276 all the way to 280. Where was I? Lucid. You move to a 274 map for 273 to 275. Yeah, pretty much. That's the idea, at least. Oh man. After Jenny is gains mostly waiting for Eternals and Golix. Maybe not necessarily straight to Eternals. You still have to worry about your Arcanes if you haven't done that before. You got your Arcanes to work on. Golix, yes, you still have to work on that. There's still a few other things, like you're probably looking towards getting Twilight Marks, hopefully, Slime Rings, hopefully, Carnage Treasures / Meister Rings if you don't have like a Sup Ring ready, Daybreak. Yeah, there's still like a lot of stuff to do. CRAs to 21 if you haven't already got CRAs to 21. There's still a lot of interim steps before you get to Eternals. Rentals too encompassing? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but at some point, like, you're gonna stop renting the items. Because there will be a point where the items that you make will be better than the rentals, right? And also, the rentals are only gonna last for the next 3 months or so. After 3 months, if you haven't worked towards any of that, then you're kind of cooked. Now, you might not have to do it right now, but it's something that you do eventually have to build. Do I have a Lin? I have one, but I don't play it. What do you replace your rentals with? The first one that you will usually replace your rentals with is your Golix gear. Usually when you get Golix gear, that's when you are starting to, you know, replace your rentals. When you dust farm on Kana, do you just cast summon and move every few seconds? No, when you cast for Kana to keep it attacking, you cast specifically Oni. Like, you can press other buttons too, but Oni is the easiest one. 1 minute summon. And then you hold down, or like press spinning strike off cooldown. It's the Oni skill that has 12-second cooldown. As long as you keep pressing that every time it comes up, your dusk should go. Should go kill everything. Hopefully. Golix is 17, 18? No. You gotta keep going further than that. You gotta be 21, 22. Golix is some of the easier items in the game to make your upgrades on because of the foddering system. So ideally what you do is, because you're not spending any money on most things while you're using the rentals, right? You're gonna stack up reinforced earrings ideally, and you stack up reinforced belts and pink bean belts. And then once you get to a star forcing event, you star force the fodder up to 21. You transfer that over into your sup belt or sup earring, and then you get that to 21 or 22, whatever you can afford. And you do the same thing with the earring, do that with the belt, you do that with the pendant and the ring. So that's what you work on with your money while you're using your rentals. You don't need to use them immediately, but you do use those. You start with reinforced to ladder it? Yeah, I would just do reinforced and just send them one at a time to 21. Like you just, no safeguard, get it to 20. I'd probably safeguard 20 to 21 personally. But it's up to you, if you want to approach it like that. I know some people are happy to gamble the 20 to 21 because mathematically it's like kind of sound. But for me, like, I've boomed a fair share of items from 20 to 21. I'm okay not playing with that disappointment again. Yeah, depending on how you like to play, you can do the 20 to 21 on Reinforced on Enhanced 4. I think personally, now that I have the choice to do that, I would probably do that. You don't have to though. But when you get it to the Superior item, you absolutely do level 4 Enhanced from 20 to 22 on the Superiors. It's up to you if you want to go for 22, because going for 21 is a 15% chance of success. Reasonably okay, not super expensive to do. 21 to 22 is a little bit more expensive, so that's like Meso pending. Ooh, a Zerk. Actually do need that. Nice. That's a good drop for my marksman. I think that's my first Zerk on it. Neat. Alright, now I need to wait for some other things to drop. Plunger is very lucky. Alright, let me just track that on my other thing. I think if I had to pick any pitch to get as a drop though, still definitely prefer the eye patch. Because I still feel bad about moving that item. What side do I track? I use Maple Hub. You can track your bosses with that, you can track your dailies if you want. You can roster a lot of characters, so because I have what 11, 12 characters I play, it's a bit easier to track it on one spot. Man, Plunger has been getting decent drops. Most of it have been ETs, which is crazy. I've seen 3 ETs on this character. I started playing it again sometime late last year, and since then I've seen a couple of ETs, some belts, an eye patch, book, badge, emblem, Zerk. That's crazy. Yeah, the only sad thing is, it's just the eye patch. I wish I didn't boom it. It's, what can you do? Technically I have enough points to restore it, but I don't have the heart to restore anything at the moment. Because if I restore it, I'm not going to even have any money to work on it. Alright, I have a ring box. Maybe we should open that, see what we get. Raw 4 would be nice. What we have? Crisis HM, never mind. Looks fun to keep track. It's definitely more fun for me nowadays because I have so many characters. It's nice to like look back every once in a while and be like, oh wow, this character got a lot of drops. it's pretty cool as well because it also tells you what your monthly stats are. So like however many things dropped within a certain month. And your lifetime statistics that you kept as well. Doesn't work with Challenging World characters? Yeah. Doesn't work with Challenging World characters yet. I think I blocked orange. Alright, nice. I don't know when I started tracking this. I think it might have been like sometime last year. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's a bit of fun, you know. Slime ring. I will have to eventually go through all my characters and start cleaning out their inventories again. I think this one is not looking too pretty. Because I do so many of the bosses that also drop random crap. Like Magnus and such. Maybe I need to sell all the Twilight marks and stuff too. It's alright. I'll get there eventually. There's too many characters to worry about. How many characters do you guys play? You guys play like a couple of boss mules, or do you guys play one character? I have too many of these because I was very much a Legion main for a while. Come on, Marksman, I need you to get a raw fall. That's your biggest gain. Some Sierra catchy mules. Yeah, that's good. Hey, some mules are... It's kind of chill doing quick mules. It's a nice break from the core gameplay, honestly. That's why I made a lot of boss mules back then, too. When I started playing in, like, 2020, I already had, like, an inclination to play a variety of characters just for fun. So when I started with my hero, that was, like, one of my first characters I played. I made a Luminous. I remember making a Kaiser and like a Phantom. And it wasn't until a little bit later when I like swapped over onto Jet, and then like my hero and my Paladin both kind of became boss mules as well. It's like the slight different gameplay of just grinding. Like I nowadays like don't mind the grind. It's kind of chill just sitting in one spot with Soul Jazz doing everything. But before it was a lot more active, right? You had to move around a lot more to loot. You had to move a lot more to just clear the maps as well. Doing mules in Challenger 3, grinding's not for you? Yeah, that's fair. We all play this game in different ways. So I have a Zerk here, I have an eye patch trace, I have belt. Oh my god, I almost died. It's up 100k mobs, hope he doesn't mind. You know, I haven't even gotten a partner for Challenger World. The person I was gonna duo with, he ended up not playing the game, and I was like, nah, that's right. I'm not gonna like bother him to play it if he doesn't wanna. So like, what do you get from it? You get some fragments, like 200 fragments or something. Yeah, it's whatever. Okay, I should have just burst. XP could be better, but just increase it, yeah. I mean, if they made the EXP too good, I think there will be a very strange dynamic between the duo. Expecting each other to do like 100k mobs, that's a lot of farming. What's the burst damage split for 0? I don't know, but I do have one friend who plays 0, and he always complains about how he doesn't have burst, so take that as you will. I think the class is very, very DPM heavy. Burst skills make the DPM better. Well, there you go. Yeah. 0 is not really known for its burst. Give me the poison. Give me poison. What level's my Oreo on my marksman? I think it's level 1. Let me check. Yeah, it's only level 1. A lot of my characters, I think, only have level 1 origin. What's my Sacred Force at? Could I consider doing... No, it's only 210, it's not that much. Just thinking of doing maybe Ensaren on this character in the future. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Maybe after I clean up its gear a bit more. What is this fit? A lot of my characters have the animal illusion rings. And it makes them look like a pet. Or an oversized pet. Yeah. I mean, I have like... rabbits, panda, cats, dinosaur, and a penguin as my legion grid. Somebody, I think for this particular one, donated 10 KNX just to see me become this, and I don't have the heart to take it off, so I'm a marksman dinosaur forever. It covers your NX, so I don't need to dress up my characters. Not that I really do in the first place anyway, but yeah. Okay, pretty good amount of bossing done today. This is the last mule for today, I think. And then I'll do some more on Monday. I have like 4 more characters, maybe 3 more characters. Yeah, smashed out these weeklies in the first couple of days. Managed to get 1 Zerk and 1 heart so far. So far, it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Maybe in 2 weeks' time, if I have any spare money, I could consider pushing the Zerk on this character. But more likely, I'll probably work on my Kana still. You don't want to save them for shining? For me, it doesn't make a difference. Just because all of the characters I'm currently playing, they all have 21 arcanes already. I don't really have the money to 22 them, so I'm not considering that at the moment. But yes, you are right. Like if you want to save your bosses to like possibly get arcanes for whichever characters, then absolutely. I remember doing that when I was still working on my arcanes as well. Ideally, you wait until the Sunday, because then it will last all day to shining. But yeah, all the characters that I play have 21 gold. 21 arcanes already. But that's a good tip though, for sure. Nothing is more disappointing than going into like your Star Forcing event, and then you pick like a shoe or something because your box is running out, and then your first shoe goes to 21 or 22, and you're just like, why did I pick shoe then? You know what I mean? Happens. Up to 80 bill. Yeah, after being forced to spend 5 bill yesterday, we are so back. Feels 50-50. Doesn't get item burning weapon. Ah, yeah, that's right. It's because it's got its own like unique little system. No item burning for you. I need to clean up my storage at some point. There's just too many flames. I need to run that adversary run. Alright, do I have any VIPs here? Am I blind? No, I don't think I have any. Alright, I can go back to kind of chilling. I'm gonna do some training to get my daily procs and whatnot. Let's Frontier rest done. Yes, sir. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I think at the pace that I'm going, I should be able to get to... What is it? 150, 160 bill by shining. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully that's enough to get all the stuff I want done. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get, you know, a few tries on pitch on my Kana. That'd be nice. When's the next Star Forcing event? It's in like 2 weeks. Not this weekend, the following weekend. Ah, what is this? Only rare events? Such. Let's extract some fams. I'm running a little bit low. What sack level do I stop my mules? I don't really pay attention to my Sacred Force. I think if I was to pay attention to it, like if you get them to 275 for example, I think 250 Sacred Force is a pretty good stopping point if you want to do Enseren. You can go up to E-Adversary and stuff if you get to 270 or something. I forget what the number is for E-Adversary. He's either like 220 or 230. Can't remember off the top of my head. But it's somewhere in that range. Depends on what like bosses you want to do. For a lot of my C10 mules though, I just leave it. Like a lot of them are 150 Sacred Force or something. Of course, immediately punished for using my ring. Should have waited like 5 seconds before I popped my ring. Oh well. But yeah, the next Star Forcing event is on the 19th? Yeah, 19th. And that'll be a Shining Star Force. So I'll probably try and make some gains there. Might even spend my money beforehand. I don't really mind doing like Star Forcing on some of my internals beforehand just to get it to 18. Because I'm only saving like 10%, but I'll get like a 2% FD gain, so it's pretty good. What's Shining Star Force again? So it's 30% off for all Star Forcing, except if you safeguard from 15 to 18, in which case it's only a 10% discount. And on top of that, you have a reduced boom chance by 30%. So it's just the ideal time to Star Force, basically. Like, if those words don't really mean anything to you, all it says is like, if you want to Star Force, you want to wait for that event, because it comes every 2 weeks. If you can hold on and wait for that event, it'd be ideal, because you'll, at the very least, save money. And if you ever want to tap things that you don't want to safeguard, it reduces the chances of it blowing up, which is always convenient. I think my Shining very much depends on how my cubing goes for my top... Well, actually my pants. Yeah, cube sale? I think the next cube sale is probably sometime in August. Either August or like early September. That's my guess. They announced that they were gonna do cube sales once, like 4 times a year now instead of the twice a year. So that implies every 3 months, and we just had one in May. So either it's gonna be in August or early September, assuming that they're doing it 4 times a year. Get into PTS. If I did, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention to my emails, to be honest. Did I start the Chroma Essence event? Ooh, did that start today? I did not. Thank you. So is this just like the kill mobs, collect points sort of thing? I don't really care too much about the portraits, but might as well collect them. Thank you for the reminder. For this thing, does it allow me to unlock portraits on other characters as well? Is that how it works? Use the illusion ring, show them without it. Yeah, that's that's what I figured too. That's alright. Like, this is a bit of a fun thing anyway. These portraits, I think it's a nice addition to the game. Because for those who want to do like fashion story, it's kind of fun to have like different portraits. And then for me, it's just more of a case of, well, at least my story thing has my character at the bottom. That's fine. How many fragments does it take to get from 10 Janus to 20 Janus? Anyone know the number off the top of their head? 2,000. Okay. That is a lot. I think once my character gets a little bit more Sacred Force, and then I can start AFKing in a better map, might go for the 20 Janus. Right now, I'm just gonna stay here, just because I don't have Sacred Force to go anywhere else anyway. I do like the prospect of just AFK farming in like, in SR2 or something. But 500 Sacred Force, that's really far away from me. You need less? Nah, but I'm very under though. I am very under. I'm missing 40% FD, not including the level difference as well. I'll worry about that later. I'm just gonna work on 29 Mastery 1 first, and then yeah. If I went to SR2 right now, though, even if I had 20 Genis, I don't think I can 3-shot. I think it's still very unlikely. I'm 4 levels under, 40 Sacred Force under. Yeah, nah, it's not happening. My balls are gonna be like 5 ticking at that point. Portrait's the best QL. It's pretty cool. I like the concept of it. It's cool that they'll let people farm up the tickets because again it is AI generated, right? So sometimes it might need multiple tries to make your character look the way that you want it to look. I've seen some pretty cursed ones, but I don't know if they did that intentionally. Some of the guys on my buddy list have like very questionable portraits. It's not perfect, but it's kind of good. They forgot to monetize it? Maybe. I feel like it would have been easy money for them if they just like made it so then you could pay a little bit of NX to just re-roll. I feel like that's something that people would do. Got everything from your PSSBs? Nice. Yeah, it's all like... The portrait thing is very fun for people who like to have different outfits. Do they have ways to save outfits here? Everything made in GMS is broken. It's broken good and broken bad. It's both forms of broken at the same time. You can save the portraits, yeah. I know you can save the portraits. I was talking more about the outfits. Because I know in the cash shop, isn't there like a function for you to like kind of save what you liked, and then you can come back to it? Is there a thing like that in game where if you have all the stuff in your inventory, you can like change outfits? I know in other games they have that, but I don't know enough about Maple Story's like fashion story to do that. I remember was it in Guild Wars you could like save your outfits and then you can switch between them however you want. I don't know if Maple has that. Do you think KMS will buff everyone to be on TMS level? Well, I would assume that in KMS they don't care about TMS, in the sense where like that sort of balancing doesn't exist in their minds. That's for TMS to deal with. So all we can hope for, if you're playing a KMS class right now, if you're hoping for them to catch up to Kana / Hayato and stuff, It's going to be a bit of a mix of both. Like, you're going to rely on KMS to buff the classes accordingly, and also at the same time the TMS guys to nerf the class. Because they're not going to bounce specific for GMS. It's very unlikely. Like, our KMS classes tend to be pretty much carbon copies of what they are in KMS. Is the crit rate attainable for third line? Yeah, it is. Crit rate is just a rare line, though. Hello, Amon. Welcome back. Thank you for the hydrate. Which Ozring would you choose in Challenger World? So there's two options usually. Usually it's between Ring of Restraint and Continuous. It depends on the class. There's also the third option of picking Weapon Jump. So I'll just talk about the obvious one. Like, you pick Ring of Restraint or Continuous because they are your best in slot for the class. So that varies between classes. And if you are like a very optimized player, you could opt to go for Weapon Jump, because what you can do is you'll get Weapon Jump 4, and then you can rent the Ring of Restraint from the rentals. That way you'll get the benefit of both Weapon Jump and Ring of Restraint. But for me, let's just assume that my class wants to use a Ring of Restraint. A lot of classes want to use that. I would pick that out of the Challenger box, because even though I can technically rent it and get that benefit, and then on top of that also get a Weapon Jump, I don't want to like lock myself into bossing for specifically those couple of days. And as good as the rentals are, there are probably a lot of bosses along the way that you don't need rental gear for. Like, at some point, you won't need to buy rental gear to do like Hard Lotus, Hard Damien, for example. But you still might want the Ring of Restraint just to make it faster. I don't want to be in the point, like, stuck in that point where I'm gonna do my Hard Lotus, Hard Damien, and I have to use my Weapon Jump. It just seems kind of, feels bad. So for my preference and the way I like to play, I don't like locking myself into like having to rent the Raw 4. I'm just gonna pick Raw 4 from the box, which is what I did. Any drops today? I got a Zerk on my my Marksman today, so that was pretty good. My first Zerk on it. Yeah, no problem. Definitely check with the class discords if maybe Continuous is better. I'm gonna say, like, for Challenger World, you're probably leaning towards Ring of Restraint anyway. I think Ring of Restraint classes, or just Ring of Restraint usage, is a bit better for Kai compared to Continuous. Plunger's eating good? Yeah, Plunger is eating good. Pretty lucky. If I use Continuous for Bowmaster, you don't swap at all? Nah. Continuous, you just leave it. If you ring swap with the Continuous on, when you put it on, it has a cooldown of 2 minutes. So it does nothing for 2 minutes. TMS is just wild, yeah. It's two different ways of creating balance in the game. KMS is like very, very slow and steady. Meanwhile, you have TMS, it just throws stuff at the wall and we'll figure out the problem later. And I respect that. It's kind of amusing to see how the game has kind of cycled when it comes to Kana. Specifically Kana, because I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago when Kishin was a thing and everybody had a Kana farmer, I think, what was the stat? Like 50% of like active characters were Kanas, or something like that. It was a crazy number. It was like 50% of the players had a Kana, and then like out of the remaining 50%, like a quarter of those guys were Night Lords or something. It wasn't too different from how it is now, but the spread of the class is a lot better. But Kana has just kind of got that resurgence again because of how good it is. Same thing with Hayato. What about Irel and Sia? Irel and Sia, like, they're very strong classes as well, but I think the general consensus is they're not quite there on these TMS class, but I think the best thing about Irel, not only does it have really good damage, it's also really easy to play. So if you guys ever just want to play a solid, simple character that gets the job done, Irel is definitely one of those classes. Right? It's nothing like complex about the class really. The hardest thing to do in that class is like being aware of like the weaving, like, but that's easy to like to learn. Kind of just pressing 3 keys at the same time every 10 seconds. It's not that hard. And yeah, it just kind of plays like any other warrior for the most part. It's got some dashes, got some instant dashes, got a flash jump. Burst is really quick, very strong. 10-second iframe. Perfect, like, boss mule class vibe, you know? It's very simple. Like, it's not for everybody, I'd say. Like, I think a lot of players would probably find the class a bit boring, if anything. But if you want something like that, it's a pretty good pick. Honestly, I think the biggest downside of playing Irel is the fact that it's in the Shine branch. So then, if you do want to farm and get cosmetics and stuff on it and stuff, it's only on the Shine classes. There's only 2 of them. That's probably one of the bigger downsides. Got a Source and Dom Pendant in Challenger World. Oh, spicy. Congrats. Do I bother using one or the other as damage gear? If you wanted to be optimal in this situation, you'd probably get the Source to 18 star at highest, and then use that as your damage gear. And then in the future, you can work on getting it further, but the Source is probably one of the best standalone items in terms of the pendant. There is a world where you get a Daybreak pendant, and the Daybreak could possibly be better because the 2 set bonus is 10% boss damage. So if you get like a Slime Ring plus a Daybreak, I could see the Daybreak being better. I don't know what the numbers are exactly and how it like performs, but my gut feeling is saying like I think an 18-star Daybreak with the Slime Ring should be slightly better than a Source. But until then, you can just use the Source at 18-star, and you just, yeah, you rock that for ages. The Dom Pendants, you can probably just hold on to it. You don't need to do anything with it. You could make it into drop gear. That's pretty good. Dom Pendants are fine to use as drop gear. But their best usage, I'd say, is like using it as fodder. You can Star Force that on a Star Forcing event at some point in the future. If you get it to 21 stars, you can transfer it onto a sub pendant to save some money. But yeah, that's for later to worry about. If you're not really sure what to do with the Dom Pendant, that's fine. Just hold on to it for the time being. They'll become useful sometime later. When it comes to making damage pendants though, like Source is ideal, Daybreaks are pretty good as well. Dom Pendants are your last resort, but they're good items too though. They're good. Just it's just not as good as a Source. Show the Kana's Hexa? Sure. Hopefully you can see it. The skills on the left side, like the bottom left side, all are level 1. And then for my Hexa stat, 677, 875, 686. How much meso? It's 18 star. If you wait for the Star Forcing event in a few weeks, it's not this weekend, but the following. Let me have a quick look to see how much it'd be. It's looking anywhere between like around 5 to 6 bill on average. Something like that. It's expensive, yeah. It's expensive at the beginning. It's because, like, you could actually just leave it at 17. It's probably half the cost if you leave it at 17. And then you can go for 18 another time. It's just the 17 to 18 stars are, like, relatively expensive. Now, compared to the 15 to 16 and 16 to 17 stars. 17 to 18 is, like, a big jump. Because it's, like, half the success rate and also double the cost. Or something like that. Kind of solid, yeah. No, I'd say it's pretty solid. How much additional damage? So for your fake Dom, it's only 15 star. So at 15 star as well, with the same pot on your source, it will have by default an extra 2% because the pots for the source go up to 10 and 7 as opposed to 9 and 6, right? So already you're up by that much. Your flame on your source will typically be better as well, so you're winning out on that. And then once you get past 15 stars, you start getting attack. So I think at 17 stars already, you get like an additional 25 attack, which is pretty significant. So it's quite a decent amount better. I don't know how much it will add in terms of combat power or anything like that, but in terms of like just at a glance the stats, it will be a pretty clear improvement. React to the Hyperion Discord. Is this for the scheduling? I'll have to check with my wife. I don't know if we're doing anything on the Sunday. In that early-ish morning. I think I should be okay. It was at 3 PM my time, right? I think it should be okay, but I'll get back to you on that. How do you go from 18 to 20? Do you use the new system? So that depends on the item and how much money you have. I think in as many cases as possible, ideally you don't use safeguarding 4. Ideally, because of, like you said, it's 8% chance of success, and it's like on event 4.5 times more expensive. It's really pricey, and it will drain your money really quickly. If you get even a little bit unlucky, all your money is gone, and you didn't even get to 20. On the other hand, if you don't safeguard it, then you have a chance of blowing up your items, right? So my take on this is, personally, as many items as possible, don't safeguard it. It's too expensive. Except for pitch and brilliant items. The things that actually have a pretty low drop rate. I don't mind paying the premium, getting robbed on trying to get my pitch to 22 in that fashion. Because I would much prefer having the item and just like losing money. It's fine. Like losing money, it is what it is. Not ideal, but at least I kept my item. But for pretty much everything else, I wouldn't safeguard 18 to 20. Counter ring roll hybrid drop meso line. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Counter treasures are good items for drop gear. Because in the future, you could try to get it to 21 and get even more stat. Safeguard to 18, pray to 20. For a lot of items, yeah. For some items, you can even argue not safeguarding to 18, depending on what it is. Like for CRAs, I wouldn't safeguard to 20 at all. 20 to 21, I think there is an argument to safeguard it, just to like reduce the chances of you booming and then getting unlucky. But other than that, yeah. My WAP recipe is gone. Isn't it forever, Arne? Nah, when you use the recipe, you get the knowledge for 24 hours. So if you want to make wealth, so you have to make it in that 24 hours, ideally. Otherwise, you will have to farm another one. Either your meso get robbed, or your pitch gets robbed. Exactly. I would much rather losing my money. few more here. For this Chroma Essence thing, do I need to do anything else, or is it just doing these like 30,000 kills? So every 30,000 kills, you get 1 Chroma Essence? Damn. You gotta grind if you want more of these. Why does progression in this game have a chance of going backwards? That is a question that we've been asking for a very long time when it comes to MapleStory. I think a lot of people who have stuck through this game, through like the old systems and stuff, like I only came back and played kind of consistently since 2020, and I was asking myself that for a very long time. I think it's a mix of like, it does feel pretty bad, and you don't really have that much control over your luck, which is why it's like, feels double bad, right? Like you can do your best to have as much money as possible, but there's always a chance that you just get unlucky, because there's no pity. I will say that over the last like 3 or 4 years, they have improved the system quite a lot. Very significantly so within the last year, basically. When they made it so the stars can't go backwards, they can still blow up, but at least they can't go backwards on failure of a star force. That was a huge change. And then they introduced the star forcing safeguard. It's, yeah, pretty significant. What is this thing? What the? Wait, this thing is the secondary thing. I don't think that's supposed to be out yet. What's the best way to get the recipe back? I think you can get it from that frog. Is it the toad boss? Can anyone confirm? I don't actually run that boss, but I feel like you can get it from that. Otherwise, it's like daily bosses and weekly. Some of them drop them. You'd have to search those up, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I haven't found Toad myself. If I work on Source, does it mean I should go for Golix Ring first? Yeah, I mean, Golix Ring is fine. Between Golix Ring and Pendant, you can pick either one of them. Because you have a Source, it covers where your Pendant would be. Because you have 2 Pendant slots, one of them is for the rental, and one of them is for like an extra damage one. You got the Source, so that can be your damage Pendant for a while. So yeah, I guess in your position, the Ring makes the most sense. What do you do if you get 1400 coins? You have no belt earring. You buy the ring, you buy the pendant, and then you hope that it drops at some point. That's my genuine advice. If you get to the point where you already have the... If you already have the ring and the pendant and an extra 1400 points, I would actually buy the 4 set. Because the 4 set bonus is like so broken. It's definitely worth it. I wouldn't buy it until I had all 4 of them at the same time, basically. Because there's always a chance that it drops at some point. Plan to get Arcane Weapon if you get a box? Yeah, that's the plan. I did actually get a box last week, so I'll probably end up progging with an Arcane Weapon. It is slightly better than the Challenger Weapon. Yeah, the Arcane Weapon, I think at like 17 even, is better than the Challenger Weapon. Assuming you give it a pot and a flame. Better than the Serenade Adversary version? I think it is. I'm trying to remember the conversion. Because it's like an Abso weapon, I think that the Arcane weapon at like 17 or 18 is about the same as a 22-star Abso weapon. Something like that. It is actually that significant of a jump. And the Challenger gear is basically Abso gear. It won't be like super cheap to beat it, but it's like kind of accessible. Worth more on working that than a source? Probably not. I think the source might be better. Because you're in no rush for the damage in most cases. Like, both of them are like kind of marginal gains anyway. It is a gain, don't get me wrong. But the source is like more permanent, if you can call it that. If I had to pick between the source or the weapon, I'd definitely pick the source. Wait. I shouldn't have claimed that yet. Ah, I could have gotten an extra little bit of symbols. No, I griefed myself. The moment I claimed it, I was like, wait a minute. Oh well. Alright, what do we get? We got 20 here. A leap potion. To gain a level. Is that what they call it? A leap growth potion. No, this is just... Wait. There's a mag growth. Transcendent. What? Yeah. I'm just confused because I feel like I've never seen this before. I was so confused. I was like, what? What's a leap growth potion? This is like not a transcendent growth potion? Yeah, it's not a mag pot. It's not a transcendent pot. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Or at least I've never noticed it. I never noticed it was called a leap growth potion. I was so confused. I literally got like stun locked. Training a Cygnus Knight for damage? Nah, probably not. It's because like I don't get any more value out of that Cygnus Knight after I make it. Like it does help a little bit in Challenger World, which is good, but then that's all it does for me, right? I think if I didn't already have all the Cygnus Knights in my actual Legion grid, then maybe. Because then I can transfer it over for like a Legion block or Link skill or whatever. But because it's only for Challenger World, I don't really care. Like if that little bit of attack makes a big difference in my run, or makes an actual difference, then I probably could have made up for it by playing better. That's how I'm seeing it. Playing a boss well is probably the biggest source of extra damage when it comes to progging. Do you think it's worth making a Seer for the extra 3 levels of the Rail Link skill? Not in Challenger World, because I don't think Challenger World you have access to Link skills. Like, I don't know if the Seer will boost the Rail Link skill. Does anyone actually know if that works like that? Because I think in Challenger World, you should be able to get other classes' Link skills, but I don't know if it improves its own one. If it improves its own one, maybe? Maybe okay if you don't already own a Seer. It works because it's the same Link. Ah, interesting. I think that one actually might be worthwhile. Because if you don't already have a Seer in your Legion grid or your Link skills, for your main server, that's like a cool double up. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. If you already have a Seer, then obviously diminishing returns, right? But if you don't already have a Seer, pretty good. Yeah, I didn't know that was an option. That's so big brain, actually. I didn't even, like, think about that because I already have a seer in my main server. It's like a 260 block, right? But if you don't already have one, yeah, might as well. Free damage. Yeah, it's not even like what the benefit is necessarily. It's the fact that it's like kind of free, right? Like it's a bonus for your account in the long term when you transfer the character over. And then on top of that, it like actively works in Challenger World. Huge. Could make a 120 if you don't want a 210. Yeah, that's true. You still get value from that. That's probably more value than the Cygnus Knight, in my opinion. But yeah, for me, I wouldn't do it only because I already have one. But I can respect the extra damage, right? If you want the extra damage, then by all means. Might help a bit, yeah. I mean, every little bit of extra damage always kind of helps. Just depends on, like, how much you value, I guess, your time versus the gains. Because, you know, depending on who you ask, that 3% crit damage for, like, the hour or so that you spend to get to, like, let's say, 120. Probably gets you more than what you would have otherwise with the same amount of time and effort. It's not like I don't think it will make a difference. It probably does. It's more like, are you willing to spend the time to do it? I think for me, I'm too lazy to make new characters just in general. So it has like lower value for me. Because I personally will like kind of get sick of making another character. Even if it only takes me an hour to do, for example. I'm okay not having that damage. But if I was, you know, trying to min-max something, like, yeah, you probably go out of your way to do it. If I was doing something like, let's say I'm trying to solo hard Kai, right? And I do the boss hit, I die out, but I feel like I can clear within the 20 minutes, I wouldn't go out of my way to make the seer to clear, you know what I mean? But if I do my practice run and I feel like I played as perfectly as I could, and I'm missing like 1% of damage to clear the boss and I timed out, then I'd probably go back and make the seer. It'd be something like that. I wouldn't make it for damage just for the sake of damage. I feel like I'm too lazy for that. Tips for clearing Champion Carlos mission? Are you dying out or are you running out of damage? I think the general like tip for Carlos is like if you're over-spec'd for it and you're not like super tight on damage, you can just stay away from his platform and just juggle him up and down. Nothing wrong with taking the run slower, making sure you don't die out, because yeah, I've died out of my fair share of Carlos runs in the past, and you know, it would have saved a lot of time if I just like stayed away from the boss. There's no need to DPS him the entire time if the number of bursts is still going to kind of be the same. If you're timing out of the boss, then I actually don't have that much advice, because I've never been in that position. I guess like maybe, yeah, make sure you don't miss your shots. It's okay to take a little bit of time to make sure your cleanses actually hit. You never want to be put in the position where you have 3 systems up at the same time. $250 mil combat power, 275. Gears 22. What's your Sacred Force looking like? That's also a pretty important factor. I think N Carlos is like 300 and something for max damage. It's like 350 for max damage. When I did it on my Corsair, I was not at 350 and it was really close. 310. Okay, if you don't have enough damage right now, you have 2 options. Either get more Sacred Force, like that Sacred Force adds up pretty fast. You're missing 40 Sacred Force for max damage in terms of that aspect. And I think Carlos is a 280 boss too. Max damage in P2, I'm pretty sure is 350. And yeah, he's also 280. So even after having the correct, or like max Sacred Force, and you're still missing damage, it's just a matter of leveling up. There's no trick to it. Or you can pop a Black Heart, that also helps. But yeah, N Chaos is actually pretty tanky for like 275. Your Sacred Force is typically on the lower side, and you're getting like FD minus from your level. Yeah, Carlos as a boss is level 280. You unlock him at level, what, 270? But the boss himself is level 280. So every level underneath him, you lose a bit of damage. Yeah. It's a mix of your Sacred Force being a bit on the lower side, I think. Especially for P2, you start losing a lot of damage. And then, yeah, your levels as well. Levels and Sacred Force are, like, kind of easy to go for, at least. Like, you said yourself, you're full 22. I mean, I think a lot of my mules are... There's a few of my mules there as well. I think my Wild Hunter's kind of similar. Like, it's, like, mostly full 22. I can't solo End Carlos because my Sacred Force is too low. And ideally, I would like a few more levels as well. Yeah. But this is, like, assuming you're timing out, right? Yeah, my Wild Hunter, it's about 200 mil, and it's mostly like 22s as well. It's definitely the Sacred Force of this character though. Yeah, if I tried to do it, I would do like negative damage. 260. There's no shot. This guy hyperburned a Wild Hunter. Crazy. At least it looks like it's hyperburned. It's got infinite flame. Or maybe that's like an alt title. Made a TMS class if you want to do 275? That's true. That is true. TMS classes are pretty damn good. Okay. What else do I need to do? Need to check in here. Probably have some other stuff to check in. This one I already did. Yeah, okay, cool. I think that's pretty much all the things I need to do today. Monster Park. I can do MPE, but probably do that on Sunday. What are TMS classes? Yeah, the classes that the other server, TMS, has kind of worked on. So far, it's Kana, Hayato, Moshuan, and Lin. Those are the TMS classes. And then you have a different branch, is the non-KMS classes, which also includes Arel and Sia. Which is just how they're called. Ah, 11 star spec boxes. It's not too bad. See if we get any shining star specs. Even a single one would be good. Nice, got one. Okay, I have 58 now. Maybe in the future I'll work on some more pitch. Think if I can get... I think I want to set like an upper limit of 23 for any of my pitches. If any of them hit 23, even if I have spares, I won't push it. Until they're all 23, I guess. I have a chance of getting a 23 eye patch. I have technically 3 tries. I have 2 to 3 tries of the source as well. That can be kind of fun. And then maybe 1 try at the ET. I could use my star specs to restore that to 23. Let's see if I'll probably save my points for either a belt. Nah, it's gotta be belt, so I can be 8 set or 9 set. So that's a pretty significant jump. And then I'm just coping for a badge to drop, I guess. Well, I need 390 plus 130, right? So what's that? 520. Holy crap, I'm so far away. This is 520 minus 64. Oops. And then I divide that by 8. 57 weeks. Alright. In about a year's time, I'll be 10 set. Unless Rad, you gotta get a badge this month, and then I get a badge next month. Yup. Then we will be all 10 set. within a little bit. I need you to get a badge, sir. Yeah. You get a badge this month, I get a badge next month, and then we all get a hammer 1 month after each other. Yo, actually, what if badge and hammer drop this month? So then you will have the badge, and then one of us has a hammer. Next month, I get a badge, and then another hammer drops. And then the month after that, another hammer drops. Yeah, we could be done in 3 months, including this month. Sounds good to me. Badge isn't instanced? Nah. None of the pitch drops are. None of the real good drops are, unfortunately. So you just have to hope for the best. So either you win the blink within your party, or you have priority in some fashion. Get 5 selectors. Wow. I think in a few days I should be able to level up both of these. They'll put me at 480. I can rent the totems, put me at 510. And our limbo run should be a decent amount better at 510. Yeah, I'll be at least not under Sacred Forced. Yeah, I think though that'll probably be it for today's stream. I know it's on like the relatively short side, but I do need to head out for dinner kind of soon. It's a Friday night. I intend to head out with some friends. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. If you guys did, please do give the stream a like. Helps me out a lot. And I'll probably see you guys again on Monday. I don't usually stream on the weekends. And yeah, good luck on drops if you guys haven't done your bosses yet, and have a good weekend. See you guys next week.